Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. How y'all doing? It's Kaiser. And we're talking today about Marvel's upcoming series Echo, which releases this week on the 9th. And yeah, it's definitely got folks up in a stir. So going back to this report, this is back from May 22nd, 2023. It was announced that Marvel's Echo was potentially so bad that it was deemed unreleasable by Kevin Feige. That's a pretty strong accusation there. And it does seem to coincide with a few rumors and things that we've been able to see coming out of the production from this. And I want to get into this because I think there's a lot of things that folks need to know regarding this series. And I think the fact is that really the fan base, the folks that would normally watch your content there, Disney and Marvel, I don't think they're going to show up for this one. Just going to say, I don't have high hopes. Just flat out going to call it. Oh goodness. So yeah, getting down in here. So recently, the big announcement by Disney was that the episodes of Marvel's Echo would be released at the same time on Disney Plus, a streaming service. So they're saying that they're going to release all the episodes of Echo at one time. That's unprecedented because up until now they've always had an episodic release week by week. Now they're literally trying to do something like Netflix and just release the entire Echo series all at once and in all of its parts. That's interesting that they would do that. It doesn't seem like something Disney would normally do. Well, there's some information coming out from that. So the info here I've got highlighted comes from Jeff Schneider, and he was on a show called the Hot Mic YouTube podcast with John Rocha. So the information that came out of here was saying that regarding Echo, Snyder says that the whole thing had to be completely reshot as the head of Marvel, Kevin Feige, deemed it unreleasable. Quote, I heard this show was kind of plagued by issues throughout production, unquote. Schneider said, quote, I heard it was a mess and that the show came in so bad that they basically had to reshoot the entire thing. He continued, I'm told they originally shot 8 episodes and Kevin Feige thought it was unreleasable, so they talked about cutting it down to 4 episodes or 6 in post, but then they ended up reshooting it, but my source did not actually know how many episodes they wound up with. But yeah, apparently it needed a top-down rejiggering and that Kevin was not happy with it. Apparently we're hearing now that this show is clocking in at 5 episodes, what I'm kind of hearing right now. But yeah, Rocha goes on to speculate the real reason Echo episodes are getting dumped is just that the series is over and done with, and that it's so bad that they really just want to get it through all the negative review cycles. So they're pretty much not confident that this show is going to be good at all, and they're pretty sure that fans are going to hate it. So instead of dropping it week by week and then having basically fans dogpile on this for, let's see, 5 weeks straight if it's 5 episodes long. Well, why do that when you could just release all the episodes at once? You get all the bad PR and all the bad all the bad word of mouth out the door really quickly, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. That is a seemingly interesting strategy. And say we wouldn't do this for a show that's actually good. I'll put it that way. So that's kind of what we're hearing right now from that end. And another thing that seems to back up some of these claims is that apparently the review embargoes for Echo will be lifted at the time that the show's release, which will be 9 p.m. Eastern on January 9th. That's interesting because so for those who don't know, reviews are usually done with critics. They give their reviews. They usually see the show days or even weeks in advance. And that way they can go ahead and write out their review, have everything ready to go, have it all, ready for publication either a few days before the actual show comes out or even a few weeks ahead of time. And some really a lot of times let's just put it this way. It's unheard of that they would release the embargo that, basically is keeping all these reviews from being released until literally 9 p.m. on the day that it releases. So nobody's going to know if this show's even worth watching if it's not crap until literally the time it goes live. That's not exactly something in its favor. And so there's also some more information that came out very recently. So a leaked clip of the fight between Ekko and Daredevil was released, and it's really, really, really got fans in an uproar. So Daredevil fight from Ekko divides Marvel fans is what this says here. And it's not hard to really see why, because the fight itself is just, it's poorly shot. It's all one shot, one take, and the choreography is just god awful, which not sure why that would be a thing, but yeah, let's continue discussing it. So, and not to mention the fact that apparently this fight scene will be approximately 7 minutes long. I mean, what? A 7-minute long fight sequence? Okay, golden rule of filmmaking is, don't waste the audience's time. If this chick is the protagonist, she's probably not going to just get her ass completely whipped by Daredevil. And I'm pretty sure that at the end of it, being the fact that they're both Marvel characters and typically Marvel heroes, they're probably going to end up working together at the end of it. So having a 7-minute long fight sequence is not only ridiculous, it's straight up self-indulgent and yeah, just completely excessive. Why this needs to be 7 minutes long, I have no idea. But yeah, it smacks of a serious problem that the show has with writing, script, choreography, a lot of things going on here. And let's also not forget just how much that this show has absolutely leaned hard into all of the representation talk. That has been a huge thing that a lot of people have been talking about with this series. And, well, it does bear out that it needs to be addressed here. So this is an article I covered a long time ago. This actually came out November 3rd, and I covered it then. Ekko executive producer Sidney Freeland touts representation was extremely important to series. Reveals character's background and powers completely changed. So yeah, not only did they say that they needed to check off a whole bunch of representation check boxes as being more important than actually writing a good story or having engaging characters or interesting things happening in the series, it was more important that they have representation. But then they decided that, we're just going to change her background and her powers. Apparently, the character is of a Native American tribe. They changed the tribe that she was in the comic books to Choctaw in the series. And that's interesting. So again, with the Jesus Christ, with all the identity politics checklist, so you have a character who is a Native American, is deaf, disabled, and an amputee. Look, at this point, I'm not entirely convinced that she won't turn out to be a lesbian as well. Because that just would be totally on brand for Disney. Oh, God. I can't believe I'm using Disney in that context. Because it's like, I remember what Disney used to be, what they used to stand for. And I see what they are now. And it's really fucking pathetic. And it's no surprise that the executive producer here, would be all talking about representation, because when you actually go in and look at for who this person is, Sydney Freeland, yes, Native American and transgender filmmaker. Can you understand why representation might be more of a priority to this person than actual storytelling or characters or good choreography for that matter or anything? Oh God. And yeah, they even tried to write that one off and just say, oh well, it's not really, about ticking boxes. This clip came out. Disparu got his hands on this one. It says Ekko almost became self-aware. This is the actress that's playing Ekko in the series. And let's just hear what she has to say.
I think so many people feel like this project might be checking boxes in some way, but it's a great story first and foremost that happens to center around an Indigenous Choctaw community and around a deaf Indigenous protagonist.
Absolutely.
I think so many people feel
something about that. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Yes, I can definitely smell shite.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Jesus Christ. Every time these people start going off on this identity politics bullcrap, all these social justice talking points and talking about how, oh, well, it is more important to us that we have representation. But at the same time, it's not about ticking boxes off, guys. Don't go doing that. I have doubts. I'm just saying, you could tell me, you could sit there and you can tell me that, it's not important. At the same time, you're talking out of the other side of your mouth and saying that it is important. And look, let me be completely upfront with you. It's not, because you're taking exactly the wrong thing that you're supposed to be paying attention to, and you're making that the centerpiece of your character. What matters is the story. What matters is having characters that are interesting and engaging. I don't give a rat's ass how many boxes they tick off. I just want a good story, good, fun, and interesting characters, and I want a little bit good old-fashioned escapism. Is that too much to ask? I know, it's 2024. Apparently it is. Anyway, folks, definitely let me know what you're thinking down in the comments section down below. Definitely go ahead and hit the like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe. And I will see you all on the next video. Peace.